You can't say because I call you a madman, a this or that, then you have to kind of bring your military or bring your police to, eh? Nah, or not. If you are not in America, you probably wouldn't even imagine how that actually works, right? So we'll leave the confessor and the American trouble. So whatever America found, this is speculation, by the way. So I'm not saying that's the reason, but we all know that Confessor Soyinka never traded in rice, never in his history. And the man he said he was trading rice with was a drug dealer, a heroin trafficker, that forfeited 460,000 US dollars to the United States of America, eh? Proceed of heroin trafficking. And today, the certificate forger is the president of the contraption, Nigeria, and he's a friend to the confessor. Show me your friend, and I may be able to tell you who you are. Is that not what they say? Eh? A woman became president of a country, not by election, but just by the demise of her boss. Magufuli died in Tanzania. Samia took over. As a woman, I bet the Tanzanians who are today on the street asking her to go, calling her dictator, a tyrant. Years back when Samia took over, they possibly felt like, oh, see miracle. The men-dominated space, a woman has finally emerged. This should be a blessing for this country. No. Many Tanzanians are now feeling like Samia's leadership, Samia Suhulu. Our leadership is now laden with, the innocent blood that are now streaming on the streets of Dar es Salaam. So all over the country, before today, because today was supposed to be the Tanzanian's presidential election. Tanzania practice multi-party democracy. They've got a lot of candidates like Nigeria. There are supposedly two major ones. The first one, the ruling party, and the second, possibly the coalition of the opposition, in which, in such country, citizens would always somehow tilt towards this opposition. So it's now left for the ruling party to let democracy thrive. Unfortunately, to Samia in Tanzania, she is running against herself, but she's still not satisfied, right? By bringing the military, the police to clamp down on the citizens who are asking, like, why would you want to go into an election and your major oppositions are either banned from participating or they are currently standing trial for some frivolous charges of treason or what have you? All of this to take out all of the supposed contenders, and then he's left to be the main contender, except for those remnants called mushroom political parties. So Samia became so much of a terror that she's so afraid of her own self. You are in government, your predecessor, Magufuli, is praised before his sudden death, right? Magufuli was praised for turning around, the country, so much that he is considered as one of the Africa's brightest. Do you understand Africa's brightest when it comes to leadership? Then he died. Samia advised, took charge, and started putting together a plan to succeed herself and become substantive, now elected president. The country is not feeling great. People are lamenting, complaining. Our political party are now being blamed for the economic woes of the country. So election was coming. Rather than appeal to the best side of our own citizens, she mobilized the military. Guess what? The police chief even told the protesters then that if they are caught, they will be beaten like dogs on the streets. People are like, no, we can't go into an election like this. This is already rigged election. So no result should be announced until you release the opposition contenders. Baba, it's so easy, right? Me, I'm the president. Okay. Now there is an election and I'm going to run for office properly. So in Africa, maybe I should just take all my oppositions away, accuse them of something, right? Get them disqualified, some of them banned, other states standing trial, but the election continues. So she was seen this morning in Tanzania where she voted, and they made the whole scene look more or less like, yeah, everything was going fine, but not. So I am going to take you to Tanzania in this next 10 minutes in part. But we're going to start with the character. I'm sorry, they speak Swahili, all right? And you may not understand Swahili, but you will understand what you are watching, I promise you, okay? So the police chief, right, said they will beat the citizens on the street like dogs. They have been armed. They were shooting all over the place. But guess what? The more they shoot, the bigger the protest spread. In fact, it is currently being reported that this may even be a shocker that the security guys, or should I say the establishment, are currently more or less caught unaware. Okay? And this could get out of hand, just like what they have in Cameroon, right? But let's go to Tanzania first. Here.
Au wanaofikiria kuandamana kwa siku ya kesho watapata tabu sana. Nasema watapata tabu sana. Kipigo chake kitakuwa ni cha mbwa koko. Kwa hiyo na
because they found out that some of the ballot papers have actually been thumbprinted, some of them, and all the votes are for her. So they are now saying, no, there won't be any election, and if they should announce any results, it will now lead to a full-blown revolution. Full-blown revolution. So I'm going to take you back into the streets. All that happened across Tanzania today. You have especially their capital and the surrounding cities too across the country. So here we go.
Tanzania, hii ndio hali halisi kwa upande wa Nyamongo, yani jimbo la Tarime vijijini, na walio wengi wamesema kwamba hawezi kwenda kupiga kura. Sababu kubwa ni John Heche amekamatwa, yuko ndani bila sababu zote za msingi. Wamesema kwamba wao wanasimama na John Heche katika hali ngumu wanayoipitia. Kwa hiyo wananchi walichokifanya, wamesusa kwenda kupiga kura, iwe ni wana CCM, iwe ni Chadema, Chauma, ACT. Kama unavyoona hali halisi jinsi ilivyo, na saizi ni saa 5 inaenda. Hakuna mtu yoyote kwenye vituo vya kupigia kura. Kama unavyoona wasimamizi wa uchaguzi wamekaa tu. Hali ndivyo ilivyo, ndugu zangu. Kwa upande wa Nyamongo hali si shwari kabisa kwenye upande wa upigaji wa kura. Watanzania hali halisi ndio hii. Na sio hapa tu, ni jimbo zima la Tarime vijijini, hali ndivyo ilivyo. kituo cha kupiga kura. Hamna kupiga kura hapa. Wao tupo barabarani kule. Tupo barabarani kule.
Kabla maandamano niwepo mbele na kama mnavyoona mji imeanza location maandamano ipo live. Tupo site, maandamano yameanza na hakika lazima tuandamane mpaka pale serikali itaposikia. Kwa heshima jamani.
Hapa wanajeshi wameshaingia kati. Polisi wameambiwa pembeni hapa. Oa. Wanajeshi wameshaingia kati hapa. Wanajeshi wameingia kati, polisi pembeni. Wanajeshi wameingia kati. Wanajeshi wameingia kati. Wanajeshi wameingia kati. Wanajeshi
kila mtu atapata like.
Lazima nikachukue kuku KFC pale.
CCM mmekataliwa. CCM mmekataliwa. Leo yani vituo vyote kini kituo cha 6 tunateketeza mamayo zako Samia. Kuma mamayo zako Samia. Msenge kuma mamayo zako. Nini hapa matako wewe. Sia sensi mamayo.
Ya kura yametafakazwa njiani, hamna kura hapa, hamna kura. Watu si barabara watengenezi, tunatandika kwenye matope. Tandika kwenye matope. Kura zinapigwa barabarani.
Kama unavyoona, hii ni hadi ya magari ya Maiyegun Mchemba ya Esther. Yote watu wameyateketeza moto. Hapa ni kwa Maiyegun Mchemba.
Police everywhere, the military, they've been showing what they call the show of force for the past 2 days. So yesterday, they sent the military out like they do in Nigeria. They were all parading that anybody that try nonsense, anybody that comes out. But today, they overwhelmed the military. They did. They overwhelmed them in some places, and the military actually joined them without shooting. But in other places, the police were there shooting directly, and the crowd keeps swelling and swelling. And you know something, today, people are not talking about the election of Samia. People are now talking about the people's rejection of that charade. That's what people are talking about. That's what we are talking about right now. So expectedly, maybe they are going to announce her as a winner, as usual, right? But these people are saying, you better don't announce any winner because there's no election. You cannot lock up your opposition or ban some of them and still call that election credible. And that kind of reminds me something. To those of you who continues to disagree with the obedient, that believes that Peter Obi won the last election, but they allowed the criminals to steal it from him. While the criminals themselves are worried, right, of what you could do, they were surprised that you did nothing, as many of you were waiting for who is to kind of call, who is going to protest. Now, this makes sense. If 6 million people, for example, as they declared, or if over 6 million people hit the streets, you see the remaining people that those of you that they cut off your votes, they didn't have to Peter Obi. That some of you said they actually will probably get more than 10 million votes in your last charade. You are the ones that voted. You are the ones that gave all of this hue. You are the one who wanted to end so you are the one who wanted to end the APC's criminality, or you are the ones who wanted to end the establishment. But when it was so critical, when it was the most critical time, the criminals were holding their breath, waiting, holding. They're going to, they're not. But you allow them to announce it. The rest is history today. But you see all these smaller countries, which I have observed, from Kenya to this Tanzania, to Cameroon, to other smaller countries who are like outside Africa, you realize that when people are determined that this is what we want, it is not about the politicians anymore. It is about you. Unfortunately, people were like, oh, we are too divided, we are too tribalized, we are doing everybody shall give excuses. In Tanzania, they just won't let the dictatorship pass without a challenge. I'll take you back. Then I'll take you to Cameroon. What's going on in Cameroon? So similar. Watch this.
Uwezi kazuia Nyomiro wewe. Tunamtaka Samia popote alipo aje. Chana lote hilo.
Tokeni jamani, tokeni! Mapolisi wametukuta hapo, wametuacha. Tokeni, wametuangalia. Tokeni, wanataka muwasaidie tukomboe nchi. Tokeni, oneni jamani, wametukuta hapa, matrasi wametupita, wameenda.